Hi guys, so this video is in continuation to the last video which I did regarding Chinese smartphones and data privacy issues. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure to check that out first and then you'll come to this video because this is the part 2. That was a quick short video, but long story short, I just wanted to tell people that whenever you go out there to buy any smartphone or any gadget, just choose wisely. I still stick to the fact that certain Chinese smartphones, Chinese manufacturers make really good value for money electronic devices. I do not have anything against any particular company or any particular smartphone. But I just wanted to tell people that if you have the capacity or if you have the capability maybe to spend a little bit more, or if you are genuinely interested to try out some different brand like LG or Asus or Nokia, Samsung, you definitely go for that. Do not hesitate and be sure to check those smartphones out as well. So yeah, you all must be knowing that recently Government of India banned certain Chinese apps, almost 59 to 60 Chinese apps. I was working on this video a couple of days ago as well, and I have this list over here. So in this video I'll be talking about the best alternatives to those Chinese apps. I know that even though you're an Android user or an Apple user, you can definitely go there and uninstall that app. But if you want to use a similar app, so this video is for you. And also I'll be giving you the Indian alternatives for that. So if you are that kind of a person which wants to go totally in with Indian web developers, Indian apps, Indian app developers, Indian companies. So yeah, this video is for you. I know that not every smartphone, there isn't any smartphone which is completely made in India. There's a difference between made in India and assembled in India. So for instance, if you go out there and buy any Apple product, any Apple phone, so on the box itself it's written that it's made in China. On the other hand, if you go and you buy, let's say, a Realme smartphone, so on there it's written made in India. It's not actually made in India, it's assembled in India. Even though the company is not from China, these smartphones do have certain components which are completely made in China. So bottom line is there isn't any particular device that is as a whole totally manufactured and made and assembled in India. But nevertheless, these are the alternatives which I'll be talking about. I have this complete list over here. I've done some research, I've read some articles. So you must have all seen the list of those 59 apps. So what I've done is I've grouped them into 5-6 categories. So the first one is social networking apps. So basically those sort of apps like Twitter, Facebook, similar to those apps. The next category is video or photo editing apps, basically used to enhance your selfies, edit your photos, video editing, add text, some video editing features. Next up is online shopping. So similar to Flipkart, Amazon. Then you have games, alternatives to the Chinese app games. Then you have news and the browser apps, basically to surf on the internet and get some news. Then you have mobile applications, so basically those sort of applications which enhance your mobile performance. For example, antivirus apps or clear the RAM sort of apps. And then the last category is miscellaneous apps, which will be including apps which cannot be put into a particular category. So social networking apps, photo video editor apps, shopping apps, games, news, mobile applications and miscellaneous. These are the major categories I'll be talking about. So first of all, let's talk about TikTok. It's a really famous app and in 2019 it was the most downloaded app on the Google Play Store. So the Indian alternative to that app is Bolo India, so you can check that out. There is another app called Roposo. You can definitely check those out as well. Features are almost similar to TikTok. I know TikTok is basically a platform to showcase your talent. So these are the Indian alternatives to TikTok. If you ask for my personal opinion, of course, YouTube is there, IGTV is there, Instagram is there, Snapchat, even Facebook. These are all online platforms wherein you can showcase your talent about singing, dancing, painting. So these are the alternatives. Next up is Bigo Live. So Bigo Live is basically a social networking app wherein you can meet strangers, you can talk to them, you can video call them. So basically it is kind of an online dating app and the best alternative for that is maybe Tinder. But if you're serious, you can definitely go for maybe jeevansati.com app or Bharat Matrimony. Next up is Weibo. So Weibo is a complete rip-off of Twitter. So in China, Twitter does not work, even Facebook does not work. So what China and Chinese companies have done is they have made similar apps, so that they can run in their own country, so that people from China can use these apps. So Weibo is similar to Twitter, so the best alternative for Weibo will be definitely Twitter. Next up is WeChat. WeChat hands down is similar to WhatsApp, so you can go with WhatsApp. And if you want any Indian alternative, you have Hike Messenger as well. Next up, there are 3 apps which are Hello, Like, and Quai. So these are also social networking apps where you can meet strangers, you can make videos, you can post videos, you can get likes, you can get, post your content. So for that, the Indian alternative is an app called Mitro. You also have Dub Smash and you have Funimate. So these are the apps which are similar to Hello, Like, and Quai. Next up is WeSync. WeSync is hands down an online dating app. For that again, you have Tinder. And last in the social networking category, you have Zoom. So Zoom, I already have made a video on my channel with the alternatives to Zoom. So you can check out Cisco WebEx, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meets. The Indian alternative for that is GeoMeet. And also, you also have Bolo Namaste. Yeah, that's it. Bolo Namaste is similar to Zoom. And just when all these things were hitting up about data privacy and Chinese apps not asking for permissions, Indian developers, Indian companies have made an app similar to Zoom, which is called Bolo Namaste. So that's a perfect, alternative for Zoom. And also you have GeoMeet. So that was all about the social networking apps. Next up, we have the video and photo editing apps. I'll just go through those apps. Beauty Plus, Photo Wonder, YouCam Makeup, Selfie City, Wonder Camera. So these are the apps which, when you try to take on selfie, they have these different filters. You can edit your selfies after you've taken the photo. So for that, the best Indian alternative, what I've seen, is Indian Selfie Cam. So that is an application available on Play Store right now, and it has got a pretty high rating as well. It's got almost, I guess, 4.5 to 4.8 stars. Other than that, you have PixArt, and if you want to edit any video, you obviously have Adobe Premiere Rush. And nowadays, you also have video editing tools, right there in your photo or gallery app of your own particular smartphone as well. And if you are a high professional editor, you obviously must be using Photoshop, Lightroom, Snapseed. Next up is online shopping. So in online shopping, Chinese apps like Club Factory, Shine, Alibaba, these apps exist. And also Romeway. So Romeway is particularly for women fashion, women online shopping. For that, the Indian alternatives are Tata Click, you have Myntra, you have Ajio, and also India Mart. So it's a direct competitor to the Alibaba app. You also have LimeRoad, and then you obviously have Flipkart, you have Amazon India. These are the online shopping applications. When it comes to games, so PUBG is a major Chinese app. I won't say it's completely Chinese, but Chinese companies have invested in that app. And right now, as far as I have read, China does invest in PUBG, and PUBG is not completely banned, but the best alternative for PUBG is Fortnite. It is very much similar to how PUBG works. Then there is a game called Clash of Kings, and the best alternative for that is Empires and Allies. Then there is an app called Mobile Legends. Then the alternative for that is Marvel Super War. And for Ludo, you have an Indian version of Ludo as well. So these are the basic Indian alternatives to these apps, the games especially. Now when it comes to news and browsers, you have tons of apps. You have UC News, you have UpSu's browser, you have DU browser, you have NewsDog, CM browser, QQ News, and there are loads of apps. For me, the best alternative for any news app is InShots. I personally use InShots, and you get instant news and in very short words. For example, they have a limit of almost 60 words, I guess. So news are very much in detail. You can obviously go and click to read the entire long article, but for me, InShots is a very effective way of getting news about everything that's happening in the world. And of course, if you want, you can go out there on Play Store, you can download any newspaper app as well, for example, Lokmat or Times of India. Next, when it comes to mobile applications, so these are certain specific applications. So DU Recorder, basically it's a Chinese app to record your mobile screen. And for that, you have an app called APV Screen Recorder. So that's again a good alternative. Then you have DU Battery Saver. So basically, it makes you feel that a phone is performing better and the battery is being saved. Nowadays, you have power saving modes enabled right in your own smartphones as well. But if you want a particular app, you can check out Greenify. That's also a good power saving or a battery saving app. And obviously in Android phones you now have digital well-being, which limits your use. You have focus mode and etc. for that. Now there are certain apps called DU Cleaner, Virus Cleaner, 360 degree security. These are, they say that they clear your RAM and maybe they make space available in your smartphone and they prevent antivirus. For that, there is an app called C Cleaner. It's a British app. You can check that out if you want to go, for some alternative other than these apps. Next up is ShareIt and Zender. These are the two particular apps which people have been used extensively. People use it a lot. And 4-5 years back, it was a majorly used app for sharing files, web series, movies. But after some time, a lot of ads got integrated into this app. And ads is a common trend between all these apps. I don't know why, but irrespective of whether it's Chinese or non-Chinese, you have ads in certain other applications as well. But especially in ShareIt, there are a lot of ads. And even in Redmi phones, if I'm not wrong, Redmi phones especially have ads built into the smartphones as well. So the best Indian alternative for ShareIt and Zender is an app called ShareAll. It's an Indian alternative made by Indian companies. It's completely similar. The features, you might say, are completely copied from ShareIt. Even the logo looks similar to ShareIt. But yeah, you have that app which you can use if you are, if you want to go with Indian alternative. Of course, you have an app of Google Files. You can share files through that as well. And if you want to go old school, you have Bluetooth sharing, as always. That's always available. Now, when it comes to miscellaneous category, the one major app which I've seen here is Vault Hide. So Vault Hide is basically, it helps you put passwords to other applications like Photos app or Gallery app or maybe their phone app. For that, there is an alternative called AppLock by Norton Company. You can definitely check that out. It's very much similar. You can put either a passcode or passkey or a fingerprint as your password. Then you have Camscanner. Camscanner, the best alternative according to me is MS Office Lens. It works brilliantly if you have an Outlook account. You can sync it with your Outlook account. You can download the files whenever you want. That's a good app. It's by Microsoft. You can scan, you can make PDF. You obviously have the Adobe app as well. But in this MS Office app, you can scan your business cards, visiting cards, photos, documents. All the features are available. Then there is an app called Baidu Translate or Baidu Maps. So for that, you obviously have Google Translate and Google Maps. I guess no one will be there using these apps. Then there's one app called Parallel Space. So basically, if you have multiple accounts on Instagram, so you want two different icons of Instagram on your home screen or in your app gallery so that you can access the other account immediately. So for that, you have an app called App Cloner or Multi-Parallel. You can definitely check those out, which has a similar implementation like Parallel Space. Another app is Turbo VPN. So basically, if you want to watch maybe some Indian web series, you can definitely change your location if you're residing in America right now. So you can change your location with VPN apps. So Turbo VPN is a Chinese app which lets you do that, change your location, and if you want to watch maybe some American shows but it's not available on Indian Netflix, you change your location and get access to other web series which are not costed in Indian Netflix. So for that, you have Proton VPN as well. So that's a good alternative for that. So these were my list of the alternatives which you might be interested in. I just want to make clear that the Indian alternatives which I mentioned, these haven't been as developed as other applications might be. There might be usual hiccups. Maybe you might want to uninstall it and again reinstall it, or maybe sometimes your phone might get hanged. But we know that we are still in the developing stage. These apps are still in the developing stage. They have not reached the optimal level. So yeah, so these are the apps which I wanted you to know, so that if you are particularly using right now some of these apps, some of these Chinese apps, and obviously because of the ban now you cannot use it, but you still want to use the features which these apps offer, you can definitely check the apps which I mentioned. Be sure to share this video with all your friends, because now it's getting, it's important to let people know and educate people about what cost it might come at if you download a Chinese app or you buy some Chinese phone, and the data privacy issues which I mentioned in the last video. So these were my recommendations, these were my alternatives, these were my Indian alternatives for this Chinese apps. Be sure to stay safe, protect your data, share this video, and let me know in the comments which all videos I should do next, which apps which I might have missed. I'm sorry for that, but let me know in the comments that which apps I should have covered, or if you have any other better recommendation, better alternatives, I would want to talk with you about that as well. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.